Hey everyone, Eliot here. I'm going to take you on a trip, a video and photo trip across the world to New Zealand. So, across the world, we are here in Whitehorse. And in 2003, I took a plane down to Los Angeles. And then I flew, it was actually this way, and I ended up in, where are we now? There we are, Auckland, New Zealand, on the North Island. Now today, New Zealand has 5 million people. I was there in 2003, so like 18 years ago. They've had many earthquakes. They regularly get earthquakes because they are on what's called the Ring of Fire, where there are lots of earthquake activity because it's between two tectonic plates. New Zealand was the first country to allow women to vote. They have a female prime minister right now, which is pretty cool. Now in Auckland, they have the largest freestanding tower in the southern hemisphere, and that is called Sky Tower. I was fortunate enough to go up to the top and look around. Kind of scary, but very cool. Nowhere in New Zealand is farther than 150 kilometers from the ocean. So there is lots of beaches and there are lots of aquatic marine life around. We have Native Americans. They have Maori people who are very proud people. And if you've ever seen the haka, here are some classic, landscapes. This is in Wellington. This is on the Abel Tasman. This is in the North Island. In the middle of the North Island. And I believe this is also the North Island. Now the North Island is volcanic formed. It was all formed by volcanoes and things pushing up from underneath the earth. The Southern Island is all glacier formed, so as glaciers receded, what land was left. Now to get around both of the islands, I took the Kiwi Experience bus. So we all hopped on and we could get off wherever we want and stay. It was pretty cool, met lots of cool people there. You may notice that my thumb makes many appearances in these videos. This is our trek up to 90 Mile Beach at the northern tip of the North Island. And 90 Mile Beach, it is a beach that goes for 90 miles. Crazy, hey? You always get your own personal spot. North Island is formed by volcanoes, as I said, so every so often you will see craters like this with steam and sulfur coming up out of the ground. There's me in 2003 when I was quite a bit younger, and you can see all that sulfur and steam coming up behind me. Oh, my finger's making an appearance in this video too. When I was in Nelson, which is the north tip of the South Island, I was able to do a 5-day freedom kayak rental on the Abel Tasman, which is their smallest but most beautiful national park. So me and a Dutch fellow rented a kayak and we paddled up and down the Abel Tasman. Saw lots of seals. I even almost poked a stingray with my paddle when we were in a shallow spot. Good thing I didn't. I'm not sure what would have happened. That's the tent I camped in for at least 2 of the 5 months I was there. I was there between November and March of 2002 to 2003. So even though that's our winter, it is summer there. And this is Nelson. I stayed in Nelson for a whole month because it was so awesome. Beautiful beaches, and it also gets the most sunshine per year in the entire world. So it was a very sunny, beautiful location. This was Christmas at a hostel I was working at. We had Christmas dinner with 10 different people from 9 different nations. So we got an English fellow, a Swiss fellow, there's a Canadian, there's a Kiwi, there's a German, and I think there was another English lady, and there's a Japanese lady. Pretty cool. And this was in Nelson. There was this big kite show where these huge kites were tethered onto lines, metal lines, and like to big things on the ground, and then they would soar off into the air. The one on the left there is this huge manta ray. A very cool sight to see. Here's some of the vegetation you see all around on both islands. Very tropical-like, a lot like Victoria Island would be. So the thing about what I liked about New Zealand is it was kind of like Canada stuffed into 2 small islands. It's got so many different geographic landscapes and stuff that we have in Canada, but it's in 2 small islands. Those are called pancake rocks, and those were formed by volcanic activity. I would call New Zealand the waterfall capital of the world. There were so many waterfalls everywhere, and all the different places we went. There's me jumping off of one. That was pretty cool with some friends. Here's some more waterfalls on the South Island. We took a boat trip. Me and a friend took a boat trip, and a lot like the boat that's down there, and we got to see like, I don't know, 15 different waterfalls on this boat trip. I got to do a horse trek on a beach on the South Island. It was a lot of fun. I've never rode a horse on the beach. This place was amazing. It was a hostel on the east cape of the North Island. It was called Pihi's Place. So early in the morning, we got up at like 5 a.m. and we hopped on a boat. And Pihi, the owner, brought us to a place where we, during low tide, where we could dive down and pull green-lipped mussels off of the rocks. So we did that, which was such a cool experience. I've never done anything like that either. And then the next day, a Kiwi carpenter fellow that was there beer battered them, and we deep fried them and ate them like that. And also Pihi provided some lemon fish, which is called, it was actually thresher shark. They call it lemon fish. And he fried that on the grill. And then the German and Swiss people made some pancakes and Nutella. I think we had corn on the cob, and we had this feast right by the ocean at that picnic table in the night. It was so cool. One of my most amazing memories I'll ever have. Okay, here's Queenstown from above. And in Queenstown, it's a big, Kiwis or New Zealanders, Kiwis are the originators of the bungee jump, which is where you tether yourself to a big rubber band and you jump off of a ledge and you fall down, and then you bounce back up and you fall down, and it is super freaky and scary. There is me in the orange there, taking a leap. I was too scared to do the harness by the feet, so I did a body harness, and took all I had against my instincts to jump off of that ledge and fall down. And then look, there's me bouncing back up and down. So freaky, what a rush. Biggest rush I've ever had in my life. Super, super cool. Now, this is around Queenstown as well. Me and a German girl and a French guy decided to climb up a mountain. The French guy just pointed a mountain the day before, like, we're gonna climb up that tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So we got up this high, and you can actually kind of see way down there is a red car and our tents. Yeah, it's not focusing in very good. But we were camping down there. It was a beautiful time. And then here, this looks like it could be from a picture of the Yukon, don't you think? But that is the South Island, the glacier-formed island in New Zealand. Very beautiful. So many beaches, such great landscapes. Now, can anyone tell me what, does this remind you of any movie you may have seen in the past? There was actually a trilogy of these movies. There's another beautiful waterfall. I'm not sure if I got that one. Look how red I am. I got my worst burn of my life when I got there, early on from when I got there. Now I have my photo album here. You can take a look at it if you ask. You are more than welcome to borrow it and look through all of my pictures. But it was the best time about 5 months of my life. If I ever get a chance, I would go back there in a heartbeat. It would look different now because they've had some pretty crazy earthquakes since then. But wow, what a time. Just traveling around slowly the two islands, meeting lots of cool Kiwis and Europeans and other Canadians. All right, I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to see the entire photo album, just ask someone on Cliffside and they can lend it to you. So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. It was really nice to look back at these pictures. I haven't looked back at them in a long time. So that was New Zealand, which is next to Australia, which is on the other side of the world from Canada. They're actually 14 hours ahead of us, so they celebrate New Year's before us. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye.